Discovery is a dynamic financial services institution with major administration and insurance businesses in South Africa, the UK, the US, and of course China. Founded by Adrian Gore in 1992, it has a market cap of 31 billion rand, a price to earnings ratio of 15, and a dividend yield of 1.9%. You can't fault Adrian Gore and his team.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, that's a hell of a long way to have traveled in such a short space of time. They do a lot of things well. They've got a great internal culture. They're good at technology and they're very entrepreneurial. So just about every other year they open some new business. We all know where it started, which was administration of a medical aid scheme. Important to differentiate between the scheme and the company which administers it, which gets paid a fee. Then they went into, you know, life healthcare and life insurance, did a brilliant job there, and they're just kind of rolling it on and on and on.
China has obviously been a big play for them, and it seems to be paying off.
Well, they bought 20% of Ping An. At the moment, that's in their new business division. So what they basically do is they try to internationalize their vitality structure. They've done the same thing in the States. But at the moment, it's still very small.
But it's got potential. Isn't this what you're looking for as an investor? You go, that could be the jewel in the crown 5 years out. Is it a wise move?
It's got great potential. Once again, it's a different environment, totally different regulations, different country. You've got to manage that well. It's not a slam dunk. It's not a slam dunk. Just because you're in China, you can't tick it off and say 5 years it's going to be amazing.
But risk reward, come on, where there's additional risk, there's greater reward.
Look, the market is kind of the view that the medical aid scheme in South Africa is mature. 2.5 million lives. How many more people can afford, you know, like thousands and thousands of rands a month? How many more employers are prepared to pay those subs? The life business has been a spectacular success. Why? Because they knew all of those 2.5 million people, they knew their healthcare track record. So they knew what the appropriate premium was, so they've got the best underwriting rates. The UK business with Prudential is a bit mishmash, and they had a massive failure in America. So that's like not a big plus for them. But now, you know, China, I'm actually very encouraged by China. Why? Because China's 1.3 billion people, and the healthcare administration services there are horrible, and the state hospitals there are also horrible. So more and more people can afford private healthcare, but as Daniel says, it's in its infancy, and they're not really making any money there yet. They're still sort of setting everything up.
But Daniel, if you look at what Discovery has done with its local database, they have mined that database and they have come up with different offerings. Do you think they are going to apply the same formula globally?
Well, absolutely. I mean, they are superb at combing through that data. But once again, because it's a different environment, like you said, the American business didn't actually take off. So they've got to pay their school fees, which could take a while. They can't just take the formulas from South Africa, copy and paste them to China.
Deploy them in China and think it's all going to be hunky-dory. All right, now let's look at share price here. What are we sitting at? We are just under 56 Rand on Discovery right now.
Definitely not doing too badly. Looks quite good.
Again, this is what we want to see on these graphs.
Yeah, look, I think the interesting thing is the UK, you know, is a tough business. That's the joint venture with Prudential, and only a small group of people want the private extra to top up the National Health Service, which is on the house in the UK. Why I think the Chinese thing is exciting is because, like I say, that's more like here. So if it worked here, it should be able to work there. And I think, you know, there's still more juice to be squeezed out of the healthcare thing, the banking joint venture that they've got, the short-term insurance thing, which they've now just launched, and then the old Discovery Invest business, which has aggregated about 25 billion rands worth of assets. Personally, I'm not so big fan of those structured products. But, you know, that's just me. I think there will be lots of dwarf people who will want to buy those products.
What about the business model here? Are you 100% comfortable with the business model? You pay a premium on it, and this is now just Discovery, the medical aid. You pay your premium on a monthly basis, and obviously they pay out, and you've got all those benefits that come to the fore. The vitality element. Is it a comfortable business model for you?
So what they do is they make a margin on administrating that medical aid. It's a huge player in the market. I think it's the largest in the open scheme space. And yes, the backbone of the business is the Discovery Vitality program, and it creates incentive. Basically what it's done is it's changed the business in terms of changing insurance and medical aid payments from a grudge purchase to something that you actually enjoy having. So
because you get half your membership, your gym membership,
for half price, and you're getting your gym membership, etc. You get your flights
holidays
for discounted rates. I mean, people love that stuff. People love the fact that they actually have something that they're paying for with their premiums. So, and you can see that in Discovery Life, their persistency rates in that book is very good because people don't want to lose those benefits. So, I mean, really what they've done with that whole concept is amazing.
Hot or not on Discovery, Paul?
Yeah, I'm hot on it. I think even at this elevated level, it could still travel further. The earnings have been there, and I think the team has got what it takes.
And you're not a growth investor, just to clarify.
Well, I'm not.
I'm being facetious in case people think that I've got it wrong. Of course, he's a growth investor. Daniel, hot or not on Discovery?
I say hot.
Hot. Well, there we go.